Plaintiff Kawana Moore says the defendant is her younger sister, but Kawana was always more like a mother to her. Kawana claims she took the defendant into her home on numerous occasions, including 2 years when she was a teenager. But she's suing her today for loans, bail, and damaged property. Defendant Shalala Daniel insists this case is not about the money and says she and Kawana have deeper issues. But Kawana is making this case the scapegoat. Shalala claims Kawana no longer speaks to her, and she refuses to pay her for anything unless Kawana agrees to go to counseling.
Start with you.
So, Your Honor, I am suing my sister. I'm 11 years older than she is. To her, I'm probably considered just a sister, but for me, I'm a sister mom because I've taken care of her since she was a little bitty baby. I taught her how to walk. During her teenage years, she lived with me in Atlanta for 2 years. I was her sole source of support at that time. When she went away to college, she returned to Atlanta. She lived with me for a small amount of time. And then in 2010, she came back to Atlanta. She fell on hard times. She lived with me for 2 years, rent-free. I love my sister so much, but we are not as close as we used to be. And it seems like the more I ignore her, the more things she does.
You ignore her in what way?
Before I would engage her and argue with her.
Oh, okay.
And then, when you act out, then it's like that becomes the reason why. So it started deteriorating probably in 2014.
What do you attribute that to?
Just overall resentments, like I guess when you live with your older sister, it's like you're not my sister, but you still have rules because you're a child in my house. So I attribute it to that.
How old was she when she came back? Or in 14? How old were you in 2014?
Well, in 2014, I wasn't at her house either, but I was 30.
What type of rules did you have?
Well, when she lived with me in 2010, she was a full adult. And we didn't have many conflict, but mostly because I just knew that it was going to come to an end soon. So we didn't argue, but she didn't do anything around the house to help. It was just, she has no respect for me.
Okay, and that's when you said rules. I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
All right. You give me some background.
No, sir.
Let me get some background from her.
Okay.
Well, so no, I was not at her house in 2014. I stayed for 18 months, which is fine. The thing about it is
you
that—
stayed with her when for 18 months?
For 18 months in the beginning of 2011. I moved out in June 30th, 2012.
Okay. And how about the years prior? Had you been staying with her?
The years that I was in high school in 98 and 99, or 99 and 2000, correct. And briefly in 2003 before I went off to college, correct.
All right. What else you want to tell me about your relationship with your sister?
So, Your Honor, I do love my sister very much. But the fact of the matter is this is not really about money. My sister has some other issues that she does not want to address, and I feel like she is making this the scapegoat. My sister, I mean, there are things that I've done things and owed her money for years, and her way of bookkeeping is she sends this email, and that's fine, of saying, hey, this is what you owe me, but because when we actually stopped talking, which came as a result of someone she brought into our lives a long time ago, it's like a big sister to me. They fell out. And because they fell out, my sister felt that the family should also stop talking to her. And most of the family did. I'm just not like that. That person hadn't done anything to me. And so I became a licensed minister in 2015. I invited my immediate family, my sister, my mother, my niece and my nephew, as well as this other person and a few other people to the ordination. And my sister replied back that she would not be coming. She didn't bring my niece, and she just really about that, but really a little before then. She just has.
Well, Reverend, do you owe her?
I mean, I'm not disputing that I owe her. However, I did offer this time last year, which in an email I sent to her, we were going back and forth, and I said, there is an issue, and I don't really want to pay you until we go to counseling and we talk about whatever's the issue. She agreed to that. I said, whoever you want to go to. She said, no, you pick the person.
Go to counseling because you all don't get along?
Go to counseling because it's yes, but it's a big deal. It's not just we don't get along. Like, she does not allow me to come around. My niece went to prom. She's like, she can't come to my house. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with you.
So if she never goes to counseling, Reverend, you'll never pay her?
Well, then, perhaps. That was my idea, okay. Yes.
But you acknowledge the honor, but it's a possibility you'll never pay her. As in stealing, Reverend.
Really, Judge Mathis?
Reverend?
I think I like Shalala better.
That's what that is. The definition of theft
I understand.
is permanently depriving another of their property.
Right.
You acknowledge that you owe her, that would be her property.
I agree.
And now you're saying it's a possibility you might never pay her.
No, I'm not saying it's a possibility. I mean, never pay her. Well, that wasn't my intention.
Now, Reverend, you're not being honest. No wonder she didn't show up. You say she wasn't gonna make a fool out of you. She said you make a fool out of them other ones. You say, but I know you're lying still in a minute. Go ahead.
Too late for that.
Go ahead, ma'am. Now, what's the bail money? You had to get out of jail?
Yes, sir.
Reverend! What did the right reverend go to jail for?
It was a traffic violation. It wasn't anything.
Breaking the law?
Did offer this time last year, which in an email I sent to her, we were going back and forth, and I said, you know, there is an issue, and I don't really want to pay you until we go to counseling and we talk about whatever's the issue. She agreed to that.
Plaintiff Kawana Moore is suing her sister, who says she desperately wants to go to counseling with Kawana to repair their relationship.
Go ahead. Did you agree to go to counseling as a condition of repayment of your debt?
No, sir, that wasn't the condition. Actually, I have an email trail from all the way back to probably 2007, where I would send her emails every few months just to remind her, hey, this is what the balance is, this is what the balance is. So it's not because of now. It's just that now that the relationship is over, I just want my money so that we really can permanently part ways.
How did she damage your property?
So one night, I mean, she was working a temporary job, and one night she came home, she was so tired, and she ran into my garage. And because she didn't have any money, I need my garage to be fixed. Right. So I went on and fixed it. She said, you know, when she got her income tax, that she would pay. that was a long time ago. So even after she emailed about the counseling thing, and I missed the counseling, not purposely. I actually called her and apologized and said I would pay the no-show fee. I think it was the universe that was like, don't go, forget it. And that's what happened. And then I sent another email, hey, by the way, here's the reminder. You can just pay, let me know when you want to pay me. If you want to, you want installments, that'll be fine too. I have the text, I have the email. She never did reply to that.
Yes, I have all those as well. And it was stated in the email that for the payment, it did say specific.
You must go to counseling in order to get paid.
It said, I don't.
You have that with
Yes,
you?
I do.
Let's see that one, please.
Yeah.
That's all. Just that one, Reverend.
Yes, no problem.
I know, Reverend, wouldn't, ma'am, I'm going to rule against you right now. 'Cause I know this good, right Reverend wouldn't lie to me twice and steal your money.
I have it in case she can't find it.
No, I have it as well.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do. It start right there, go to the next page.
Maybe she has something different. Let her find hers.
Okay.
Ties might be a little light. That's why.
Leave the woman alone about her tithes and offerings, you know. I'd rather give it to the church than her. She don't look like she'll spend it right. Like she'll spend it getting her hair did.
Yes.
Hi, I propose we set a date and time to talk. This is from you? Hi, I
Yes.
propose? All right. Your payment arrangement can be settled then. I think it's not successful unless there's mediation. And the only person who could mediate unbiasedly is Mama. You said you had something where you all agreed that you would only have to pay her if she went to counseling.
No,
that's what you said you were handing
Yeah,
me.
that's what I'm paying. That's what that is.
Really?
It's the proposition of me
This what
saying
you
that
think
your
this
payment
is?
arrangement will
No
come when we
wonder
go to
you
counseling.
committing all these sins. You can't read.
I can read just
You
fine,
can't-
Judge Mathis.
You must not be reading the Bible right.
I read it very well.
Well, let me explain. In case you didn't read this part right in the Bible,
I read it.
lying is a sin. Stealing is certainly a sin. You think this indicates that you all have an agreement?
No, that's
that-
just the email that states that what I proposed to her. That's what that is.
doesn't even propose, I'm not going to pay you unless you go to counseling. That says we can set a day and time
When we
to
go to
talk.
counseling.
And then, no, it doesn't say
When
that.
we
You
make-
read it.
when
You
we
read
go
it.
to
You read
counseling.
it. Let's see if you can read it.
Yes, I read it.
Read it. Read it.
I'm reading it.
Read it. Go right
Read it
ahead.
aloud. I propose we set a date and time to talk. Your payment arrangement can be settled then. I think it's not successful unless there is mediation. The only person who can mediate unbiasedly is Mama. Your thoughts?
And you think you just said, unless we go to mediation or counseling
Yes,
by
that's exact-
Mama,
No.
you don't get your money.
No, that was initial, but we agreed to go to counseling by a counselor. But it's a big deal. It's not just we don't get along. Like, she does not allow me to come around. My niece went to prom. She's like, she can't come to my house. I'm like, I don't know what's
So
wrong
if she
with
never goes to counseling, Reverend, you'll never pay her.
you. Well, then, perhaps. That was my idea, yes.
Plaintiff Kawana Moore is suing her sister, who says she desperately wants to go to counseling with Kawana to repair their relationship.
What else do you have?
But the
what else do you
more
have?
I ignored her, the more she posted on Facebook about me.
Saying what?
And she
Saying
posted,
truths, and that's all that
posted
there ever
this
is.
Really, really embarrassing. How does one look at themselves in the mirror knowing that everyone in your family goes out of their way not to ask anything of you? Intentional actions to she accuses me of being controlling, verbally abusive. She talks about, how dare you? The surest sign of an idiot is one who thinks that they have reached success alone. How can you be okay with being the reason division amongst your small family? How can you tell others that you have no help, but don't tell that you completely deny the village tries to assist? How can you have genuine smile on your face? Know that you, as dark as night to those who know you and speak against your behavior. How can one be so comfortable?
That's a shame, Reverend, for you to
not.
talk like that about anyone.
It ain't no-
I'm
no
going to
name
pray for you.
mentioned.
Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
I love my sister very much.